two men from mainland China were sitting down, having tea and discussing business when the electric kettle on their table suddenly caught fire and exploded. Anyone unaware of the situation might have thought they were high-profile targets in an assassination attempt. In reality, the kettle had simply boiled dry. People online said it was a typical low-quality kettle with no overheating shutoff protection, warning that using products like this was like gambling with your life. In another case, a different electric kettle burst into flames from its plastic base before the water had even finished boiling. Had no one been nearby, the consequences could have been disastrous. Some people online joked, in a situation like this, should you cut the power first or put out the fire first? The user chose to record a video first, pretty calm under pressure. Others sarcastically called it a dual-mode thermal kettle, saying, if electric heating isn't fast enough, it just lights a fire directly. These aren't just cheap knockoff products sold on Chinese platforms that only endanger Chinese consumers. The situation may be far more serious than it appears. Recently, American warehouse retailer Costco launched an urgent nationwide recall of more than 100,000 electric kettles sold in its stores. The product was sold under the well-known German brand ZWILLING, but the recalled kettles were manufactured in China. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, or CPSC, said the recall was issued because the kettle's handle can loosen or detach, causing hot water to spill and creating a fire hazard that could result in serious injuries. The agency added that the company had received 163 reports of kettle handles loosening or breaking off. It had also received 5 injury reports, including one case involving second-degree burns. According to the recall notice released by the CPSC, the electric kettles were made of stainless steel and sold in multiple colors. Costco notified its members that they could return the products to local Costco warehouses for a full refund. The CPSC also advised consumers to stop using kettles immediately. Notably, consumers in the United States were also given instructions. The recommended steps included unplugging the appliance, cutting the power cord, and uploading photos of the product. Chinese-made kettles and insulated bottles have faced multiple recalls in recent years. On July 10, 2025, Walmart also issued an urgent recall of 850,000 Chinese-made Ozark Trail stainless steel water bottles after the products caused several serious injuries. The CPSC stated in its recall notice that when food, carbonated beverages, or perishable drinks such as juice or milk were stored inside the bottles for some time, the lids could forcibly eject when open, creating serious hazards. Walmart received 3 injury reports involving consumers struck in the face by bottle caps while opening them. 2 of the victims suffered permanent vision loss after being hit in the eye. The recalled product was a Ozark Trail 64-ounce stainless steel insulated water bottle, model number 83662. The bottle was silver-colored with a black one-piece screw cap and featured the Ozark Trail logo on the side. According to the recall notice, the product was also manufactured in China. The CPSC advised consumers who purchased the recalled bottles to stop using them immediately and contact Walmart for a full refund. Consumers could also return the products to the nearest Walmart store for a reimbursement. Since 2017, the product had been sold in both Walmart stores across the United States and on Walmart's website for about $15. It wasn't the only major recall involving Chinese-made drinkware products. In December 2024, drinkware company Stanley also recalled about 2.6 million stainless steel travel mugs manufactured in China. At the time, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission said the threads on the cup lids could shrink when exposed to heat and torque, causing the lids to loosen during use and creating risks. Industry observers noted that Costco's latest kettle recall differs from previous cases in several ways. First, the injuries linked to the product were not as severe as a Walmart recall, where 2 consumers suffered permanent vision loss. The recall volume was also smaller than the previous 2 incidents. However, this recall specifically instructed consumers to destroy the product, with wording that appeared significantly harsher than before. Some analysts believe this may be connected to recent reports in China exposing the widespread use of toxic stainless steel materials in food-related products. According to mainland Chinese media reports, some products marketed as food-grade 304 stainless steel were allegedly made from recycled industrial scrap metal or cheap high-manganese steel instead. The incident drew attention from governments around the world and also sparked concern inside mainland China. Many Chinese consumers began purchasing stainless steel testing solutions to check whether the stainless steel products in their homes met safety standards. One specialist warned that describing substandard stainless steel as merely high manganese steel was itself misleading and downplayed the severity of the issue. She explained that excessive manganese levels in stainless steel often indicate excessive chromium content as well, and metallic chromium is known as carcinogenic. Referring to the material only as high manganese steel, she said, creates the false impression that manganese is the sole problem. She accused Chinese state media of deliberately obscuring the real risks. She also advised consumers to purchase stainless steel kitchenware from major international brands and to buy the expensive ones. According to her, large global brands cannot withstand pressure from consumer watchdogs and public backlash, so they tend to follow stricter manufacturing standards. Some people online also claim that as more mainland Chinese consumers began testing household stainless steel products, dishonest manufacturers started adding surface coatings to toxic high manganese steel products in order to disguise them as 304 or 316 stainless steel. People online said the true material could only be detected after scraping off the coating. Industry observers said the toxic stainless steel controversy could have heavy consequences. According to some analysts, the scandal has severely damaged consumer confidence in Chinese manufactured stainless steel products, including electric kettles and insulated bottles, regardless of brand size. The CPSC also announced that beginning April 2nd this year, well-known American importer and distributor of consumer home appliances and as seen on TV products, Emson, recalled about 740,000 Chinese-made granite stone Diamond Pro Blue stainless steel frying pans. The CPSC said the problem involved a metal cap covering the screw that connects the frying pan to its handle. During heating, the metal cap could detach and be forcefully ejected, posing impact and burn hazards. The agency noted that the products were manufactured in China and that the recall would lead to full refunds. The recall officially began on April 2nd. The recalled frying pans were sold between August 2021 and February 2026 at Costco warehouse stores and Costco.com. Additional sales channels included Walmart.com and Amazon.com. The products retail for about $40. The CPSC said Emson was aware of at least 98 incidents involving the metal caps detaching and flying off the cookware. One reported case involved a consumer getting bruised and burned. The agency advised consumers to stop using the recalled frying pans immediately and to contact Emson for a full refund, though consumers would be required to return the cookware. An even more serious incident occurred in January, when infant formula manufactured by companies including Nestle and Danone were recalled globally. The recalls were triggered after products tested positive for cereulide, a toxin produced by a bacteria. The toxin can cause vomiting and stomach cramps and affected consumers in around 60 countries. Estimates suggested that about 100 children in Europe developed symptoms consistent with contamination, including as many as 36 cases in Switzerland. Investigators later traced the contamination source to an anarchidonic acid oil, or ARA, a nutritional additive commonly used in infant formula and believed to support brain and nervous system development in infants. France's Ministry of Agriculture confirmed that Cabio Biotech, a Wuhan-based Chinese company, supplied the contaminated ARA oil used by multiple infant formula manufacturers. Founded in 2004, Cabio Biotech is one of China's largest suppliers of ARA products, holding more than 50% of the domestic market. Its clients reportedly include Nestle, Danone, and Junlei Bao Dairy. The company previously stated that its ARA products had obtained both European novel food approval and US FDA GRAS certification. However, regarding the contamination incident, Cabio Biotech did not publicly respond to the allegations and only stated that it was cooperating with testing agencies and regulators while awaiting official test results. Following the exposure of the incident, Cabio Biotech's stock price fell sharply. The Shanghai Stock Exchange issued a letter to the company on January 12th demanding that it respond to market concerns and fulfill its information disclosure obligations as soon as possible. Since the scandal emerged in early January, the company's share price reportedly fell from around 24 yuan to 13.9 yuan, nearly losing half its value. Nestle said the global recall would cost the company less than 0.5% of its total revenue. However, investment firm Jefferies estimated the impact could reach 1.3% of the revenue, while Barclays projected losses between 0.8 and 1.5%. Following the recall announcement, Nestle's stock price at one point fell 4.6%. The incident comes as the infant formula industry continues adding more nutritional ingredients in an effort to make products closer to breast milk composition. Current international standards and regulators, such as the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, require around 30 essential ingredients. As supply chains become increasingly complex, concerns over product safety management have drawn growing attention. Nestle said its factory in the Netherlands discovered extremely low levels of cereulide toxin during routine testing after installing new equipment in November 2025. The company said it stopped sourcing ARA from Cambio Biotech afterward. However, European consumer organization Foodwatch accused both companies and regulators of reacting too slowly, saying large-scale recalls were only announced after delays lasting several weeks. According to Nestle, at least 25 production batches manufactured across 16 European countries were recalled. Danone recalled one batch produced in Thailand, while Lactalis recalled 6 batches manufactured in France. Overall, the recalls affected about 60 countries. Before Cambio expanded its production capacity, Swiss-Dutch company DSM-Firmenich had long dominated the global ARA market. After its key patents expired in 2023, Cambio rapidly expanded its international market share. DSM-Firmenich said its own ARA products were not affected by the contamination incident and emphasized that the company controls the entire production chain, from fermentation to finished oil products. The infant formula industry has now developed a highly specialized supply chain model. Brand companies are generally responsible for formula design and final production, while many functional nutritional ingredients are supplied by specialized upstream manufacturers. Because infant formula factories in different countries may rely on the same key raw material suppliers, problems at the upstream level can quickly affect multiple markets simultaneously. Production in the industrial fermentation nutritional sector is also highly concentrated. Public research shows that China accounts for roughly half to 2/3 of global production capacity in amino acids, certain vitamins, and several nutritional lipid categories, with even higher shares in some segments. These products are widely exported to Europe, North America, and Asian markets. One of the worst food safety scandals in Chinese history was the 2008 melamine-tainted milk powder crisis, which sickened hundreds of thousands of infants and caused at least 6 deaths. Multiple countries subsequently banned imports of Chinese dairy products. In January this year, France's health ministry also reported 2 infant deaths involving babies who had consumed the recalled formula products. The global recall has once again raised serious concerns about the safety of infant formula supply chains and raw material sourcing. Also in January, U.S. regulators issued a large-scale recall notice involving multiple consumer products, with Chinese-made goods accounting for 9 of the affected products, more than 80% of the total. The recalled products covered a wide range of categories, including mini refrigerators, electrical accessories, and infant sleep products, many of which were sold to households across the United States through platforms such as Amazon.com and Target.com. According to recall notices released by the U.S. Consumer Protection Safety Commission, the 9 Chinese-made products were recalled due to potentially deadly defects involving fire hazards, suffocation risks, poisoning dangers, and electric shock hazards. Consumers were instructed to stop using the products immediately. The list of the 9 recalled products, along with their Chinese manufacturers and distributors, is as follows. Frigidaire mini refrigerators, about 330,000 units. Risk: internal electrical components may short circuit, creating fire and burn hazards. Root stem beard growth spray, about 16,900 bottles. Risk: contains minoxidil, but the packaging lacks child-resistant protection. Accidental ingestion could be fatal. Ruohuin hair growth serum, about 25,000 bottles. Risk: another minoxidil-based product that allegedly violates the Poison Prevention Packaging Act. BB Wu infant loungers, about 11,900 units. Risk: violates federal infant sleep safety regulations, imposes suffocation and fall hazards. Gretel automatic feeding pillows, about 1,260 units. Risk: the bottle support design may cause aspiration pneumonia or suffocation in infants. 6. Kia Whisk crib mattresses, about 1,500 units. Risk: The mattress dimensions fail to meet federal mandatory standards, creating dangerous gaps that could trap infants. 9. HEZI power strips, about 1,320 units. Risk: the metal housing is not properly grounded, creating a potentially deadly electric shock hazard. RXY bicycle helmets, about 170 units. Risk: fail to meet impact absorption and stability standards and may not adequately protect riders during accidents. 9. Energizer large battery powered warning lights, about 4,100 units. Risk: the built-in lithium batteries may overheat, creating fire and burn hazards. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission urged consumers to stop using products immediately and contact sellers for destruction instructions or refunds in accordance with official recall notices. For many products sold through Amazon.com, consumers were required to upload photographic proof showing the products have been destroyed. Newsweek reported that although Mexico has replaced China as the largest source of U.S. imports, Chinese-made products still account for a significant share of America's e-commerce retail market, especially unbranded products shipped directly to consumers' homes. Analysts said the recent wave of CPSC enforcement actions suggests regulators are increasingly targeting cross-border e-commerce supply chains with greater precision. Some people online noted that China remains one of the world's largest manufacturing bases, making it difficult to completely avoid made-in-China products. They added that obtaining timely information from trusted media sources may help consumers reduce potential risks as much as possible.